In the first 24 hours, the war is already decided. Forget the romantic images of a slow buildup. In 2026, the invasion of Taiwan begins with the sudden, violent collapse of a nation's nervous system. This is not just a fight for territory. It is a clinical execution of a modern state's ability to function. Taiwan doesn't lose when the first soldier lands on its beaches. It loses the moment its radar screens go dark and its command structures turn to static. Welcome to the opening move, the blinding strike. Hour 0. The war begins in the soundless vacuum of the exosphere, 100 kilometers above the Taiwan Strait. A single HEMP strike, high-altitude electromagnetic pulse, is detonated to incinerate the island's electronic soul. In a microsecond, a massive electromagnetic surge screams through the atmosphere. The PAVE-PAUSE early warning radars and Aegis combat systems are instantly fried. Power grids fail. Communication lines go dead. Before the first siren can wail in Taipei, the island is blinded, stripped of its digital eyes by a silent nuclear ghost in space. With the electronic shield shattered by the HEMP surge, the kinetic storm follows. From across the strait, hundreds of Dong Feng series ballistic missiles rain down on defenseless airbases and fuel depots. Without radar guidance, Taiwan's surface-to-air defenses are firing at shadows. The A2AD anti-access area denial bubble is now locked. Chinese J-20 stealth fighters and J-16 strike jets sweep the skies, hunting down the few remaining defenders. The objective is total air superiority achieved through the clinical removal of the enemy's ability to see and react. By the 6th hour, the People's Liberation Army Navy has completed the encirclement. A massive blockade transforms the Taiwan Strait into a private lake, cutting off all energy supplies and international trade. Taiwan is no longer just an island, it is an isolated prison. The strategic depth of the Indo-Pacific is now a cage, as naval destroyers and submarines ensure that no foreign vessel can break the perimeter. The psychological pressure begins to mount as the reality of total isolation sinks in. In the final hours of the first day, the world faces a catastrophic dilemma. Washington monitors the fallout-free HEMP strike with paralyzed hesitation. Is a non-lethal electronic attack worth a global nuclear retaliation? As the international community debates, Taiwan's internal defense reaches its breaking point. The simulation has proven one thing: modern war is not won by the bravest heart, but by the most resilient circuit. At the end of the first 24 hours, the systems have failed, and the hardware of a nation lies broken. The electronic apocalypse is over, but the physical struggle is just beginning. A blinded island is not yet a conquered one. Taiwan is a fortress of geography, defended by critical outposts that must be neutralized before the main assault. Kinmen, Matsu, and the vital gateway of Penghu are the next targets on the map. How does a superpower land thousands of troops on a hostile, rocky shore? That is the focus of Part 2, the impossible invasion. This is Strategic Forecast. Subscribe to Strategic Forecast for the next phase.